Shadi Hamid and Majid Zwari joining us all this time in the studio, been with us for a while. We heard the White House there, again, as we were talking earlier, issuing no apology, but calling this film reprehensible and disgusting. Majid, do you think anyone in these regions, anyone on these streets, are hearing those words reprehensible and disgusting and reacting to them?
Again, people in the street today, I think they were listening to what's being said on the media outlet in the last 24 hours, all of these, reports about what's the content of the movie, and I think they will not be really taking seriously what is this kind of statement, because basically, again, as an expert in the region, the people in the region, especially we are living the transition time. They feel more confident about their future after Arab Spring. By the way, after Arab Spring, people in the street, they feel more confident about themselves. They can express their ideas, especially in these countries like Egypt, like Tunisia. They feel they in a very autocratic regime in the region. So basically, they feel they are more confident, and I think they will not buy these kind of statement without action. Now the action is different. I'm not saying maybe apology, maybe a well-written statement, whatever. But I think they expect more, at least to show them that there is a real respect to their values. This is what I believe should be done, at least to bring the situation to, I would say, to sort of calming down all the feelings and bring the tension or ease the tension as much as they can.
Shadi, you were saying earlier that the US needs to engage more with this region. You're both talking here about long-term action. In the short term, what does the US need to do?
I'm afraid there's really nothing the U.S. can do in the short run. I mean, if you're young, unemployed, and angry, do you really need a good reason to protest and throw rocks? No, you don't. It could be about anything, and it happens to be about this. So you know what? If I was a U.S. policymaker, I would rightly be confused and frustrated. And I think that their options are limited. I think, perhaps one hope is to do a better job engaging the elected governments and finding a strategy for containing this anger and getting mainstream, let's call them moderate Islamist groups, to try to mediate with these extremist Salafi factions and try to reach an understanding about the use of violence.
Shorshak Joshi, to join you in London, do you agree with that at this point there is nothing the US can do, that as far as they're concerned what's happening here is out of their control, and it is entirely up to the governments in this region to make amends?
Yes, I mean, despite what the professor has been saying, it's more than clear the United States has issued repeated, sincere, vociferous apologies. And I'm somewhat troubled to hear him say that a well-written statement would be enough, or that it needs to make a statement or a sign. Well, I'm afraid that's what it's been doing consistently. And at this point, I can only conclude it's other people not listening enough, rather than the US not saying enough, that is what's going on here. I also think that attributing this to the Arab Spring, I think there may be something of a point there in terms of the weakness of state capacity, the rise of popular mobilization. But let's remember very carefully here, there are countries undergoing protest, very severe protest, that have not been part of the so-called Arab Spring. We're seeing protests in places like Jordan, in Pakistan, and elsewhere. And really, the Arab Spring is a catch-all and appealing, but not really very satisfying explanation of what's going on here.
Majid, your response to that?
I'm just saying, the American administration has recognized the problem. The spokesman of the White House, he says the problem is the movie. He's not speaking about foreign policy. He speaks that the problem is the movie. People, they are not acting against American foreign. This is their understanding. So they have to solve this problem. I'm not saying that as out of the clue. This is what is being said representing the administration. We watch it just now. So he needs to act accordingly to that statement.